So, as I mentioned earlier, county law enforcement agencies have been relying on sheriffs for a long time. Early sheriffs were essentially assistants to justice of the peace courts, but today's sheriffs they're bona fide. They're bona fide law enforcement agencies. They provide county jails, court security. They transfer prisoners. They process legal papers. And they include 350,000 full-time employees, and about 189,000 are sworn personnel. Some might serve as coroners, tax collectors, overseers of highways and bridges, provide fire, animal control, emergency medical services. They cover the bases, folks. The majority of departments are full service programs that carry out judicial, correctional, and law enforcement activities. And like their state counterparts, sheriffs are often asked to participate in Homeland Security events. Some of them have dedicated divisions that exclusively coordinate Homeland Security programs between other agencies. Metropolitan law enforcement agencies are also a big part of this criminal justice system. Most police officers are hired in municipal agencies. There are nearly 12,000 local police departments nationwide, with an estimated 600,000 full-time employees, 477,000 of those sworn personnel. They perform a variety of tasks: patrol, investigation, crime labs, order maintenance, civil order, medical emergencies. They differ based on how big or small they are, and smaller agencies can struggle. This sometimes leads to consolidation, but that, of course, can cause some small agency problems as well. Because of their unique position with large numbers of residents, metropolitan police agencies are playing an increasingly important role in Homeland Security. Once again, as you can see, Homeland Security is really tying itself into all of the law enforcement, from the national down to the local. These metropolitan agencies gather information about possible terrorist attacks. They share intelligence between agencies, and they help develop contingency plans for addressing terrorist attacks as well. There's some private policing still. Some private security firms have become billion-dollar companies. This has become a multi-billion-dollar industry with an excess of 10,000 firms and employees of more than 2 million. Yeah, I think that's more than all of the rest of the policing that we looked at earlier. They range from loss prevention guards to security guards to highly specialized companies that assist federal agencies with difficult policing challenges. There's a lot of reasons why this industry has grown. First, a preference for non-governmental services, starting with the Bush administration and continuing with the Trump administration. Many people believe private companies can do a better job than public companies. You also have the economic need to protect assets on private property, like shopping malls, and a belief that government policing is not able to provide the services that the public or corporations desire. When we think about it, we can compare private and public policing. Private policing is largely client-driven, focuses on loss instead of crime. It's concerned mostly with prevention. It often employs private justice. it focuses almost entirely on private property. Public police focus on enforcement of criminal law. They react to service calls and focus on public and private property. So when we think about these differences, they're stark. Private police focus more on loss of private assets than they do crime. Private police are more concerned about crime prevention on the premises that they patrol, not necessarily within the larger social landscape. This is probably due to the potential liability that shopkeepers have for maintaining safe environments. Private police can administer sanctions barring individuals' access from private property that would require judicial action if public police had to do it. And private police totally focus on private property, and they are hired to protect, and unlike the public police, do not have to share their attention. As I mentioned before, technology and law enforcement are becoming best friends. The police, as the general public, are becoming more technologically advanced. They have a long history of adapting technology to their role. Today, all law enforcement organizations rely on computer technology without a doubt. Hard technology, new materials and equipment that police use to catch criminals and prevent crime are all you have to do is look at a police vehicle. You see the computers inside, you see the high-tech gadgets. The vehicle itself is a high-tech gadget, and you're meant to see that. They're equipped with CCTV systems, street lighting, mace, tasers, improved protection devices, improved weapons, and then of course you have soft technology, or the software and information systems, threat assessment instruments, risk assessment instruments, sex offender registration, profiling potential offenders, crime mapping, crime analysis, Amber Alerts, you name it. The police got it, and they can monitor it. Probably more than you're comfortable with, truth be told. But it is what it is. And the police forces are very well equipped technologically to do their jobs in administering justice in the United States. Some key technological innovations that have improved the law, of course, data mining, high definition surveying, data mining using software to conduct an analysis to identify crime patterns. High definition surveying is a form of crime scene analysis which gives a visual picture of this crime scene. Crime mapping identifies hot spots. DNA profiling, of course, is genetically drawn evidence. Social media networking, or using Facebook and Twitter to communicate with and educate the public on things. And then predictive policing, which uses analytics to predict when and where crimes will occur. So that's the end of chapter 4, and we've really unpacked law enforcement a lot here. We're going to continue into continue digging into policing and just the overall criminal justice system throughout this semester. So hopefully you're enjoying it.